to Nirma Bang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hira Dadia. We have with us Mr. Sunil Chotia, CMD at Rajratan Global Buyers, joining in. Welcome to the show, Mr. Chotia, and a pleasure to speak to you as well. My first question coming to you overall is... Sure. My first question coming to you is overall, if you see in terms of where the quarter is concerned, has it met your internal expectations and even in terms of the full year as a whole?
Yes, it has met, rather it has surpassed our expectations, to be frank with you. We had not expected that we'll be able to pass on all the price increases. The team has worked hard on reducing the cost, improving the EBITDA. So we have achieved the targets set by the team internally, yes.
Right. And overall, what has been the key highlight of the quarter due to which we exceeded expectations?
We have done highest EBITDA, highest net profit, highest sales, highest volume in the quarter. So all the highlights are beating the performance. So we have outperformed even in this quarter. And as a year, this has been a fantastic year for us.
Right. Overall, with everything said and done, the EBITDA per ton has gone down, and I understand the raw material costs is something which have increased as well. Do you think due to this, there is a possibility of a price hike that you will be taking in the coming quarters?
Yes, because there was a price increase in the month of February. There was another price increase in the month of March. We buy our raw material on a monthly basis and we have commitments with our customers for a quarterly pricing. So we had to absorb the price increase of February and March in the quarter. And now we are negotiating with customers to revise the price beginning April this year.
Right. And overall, if you see in terms of volumes as well, how has that picked up and do you think it's sustainable from here on?
Yeah, it is sustainable. Rather, volume this year, business plan is to grow by another 25% in volume. We have done 90,000 tons on a consolidated basis, and we are looking at a volume of 110,000 tons, between 110 to 115,000 tons for the coming year.
Right. And overall, what is the kind of market share that we hold in terms of cycles as well as overall, in the tire segment, and by how much are we expecting that to grow?
The tire market is growing because if you are tracking the tire industry, they have grown by 20% last year compared to FY21. It is primarily because of the restrictions on tire import from China. Rather, tire export from India is growing. Okay, so these two factors and our interaction with tire industry and the projections of tire industry are indicating a growth of 7-8% CAGR for next 4-5 years. So market will grow. Our market share for bead wire is out of every 4 tires, 2 tires will have Rajratan bead wire in India.
Right. And with all of this said and done, as I understand that even China is exiting exports of bead wires as they're planning to restrict exports of, downstream steel products to cut emission for carbon. So with that, clearly anyone who is importing from China is paying higher prices. So how competitive are we to that? And secondly, do you think we will be able to take a lot of market share from that market as well?
That is happening and that has happened already. China has withdrawn the export rebates they were giving for value-added products. And on the upstream side, they don't want to produce a huge quantity of steel for export, carbon emission reasons. So they are cutting down the production of steel. They are also discouraging exports from that country. And the growth you see in Rajratan volumes is also a reason for that. The reason is that Chinese have withdrawn from this market, both India
Mm.
and Thailand, and we have been able to supply bigger quantities in this market. Our
Right.
prices are lower than what Chinese would have supplied to Indian customers.
Right. So, in terms of operations between Thailand as well as India, what is the major difference? Is there a difference in terms of costing, margins? I mean, is there a different strategy altogether?
Historically, Thailand market was served by Chinese players,
Mm,
and you see the quarter-on-quarter improvement in margins in Thailand. It is because Chinese have withdrawn, and we are able to get a bigger market share in Thailand, and also better margin in Thailand local market. So more and more quantities will be sold in Thailand local market in the coming years also.
mm. Right. And then overall, if you see in terms of the capacity utilization, where does it stand both for Thailand and India right now?
We are using the full capacity, close to 90-95%. And
Mm,
now this year we have done some debottlenecking in our Pithampur plant. So our business plan is to produce 10,000 tons more compared to last year. And in Thailand, we are expanding capacity. The expansion will be completed in the first quarter of this year.
mm.
And Thailand will have a capacity of 60,000 tons. And our target is to do minimum 45,000 tons this year against 35,000 tons of last year.
Right. So overall, basically, the Chennai plant will see an expansion as well as the Thailand plant will see an expansion, right?
Yes. Chennai will take some time. Thailand is
Mm,
happening in this quarter. Chennai will take 1 year. We are targeting to produce first coil before end of this financial year. But
mm,
Chennai
mm.
capacity will be utilized in the next financial year, FY24.
Four, right. And what's the total capex for the same?
We have estimated investment of 300 crores for that greenfield project of 60,000 tons quantity.
Mm, mm. Right. And then how are we, meeting these? I mean, are we going to fund it through internal accruals or will it be, we will be raising funds for the same?
If you look at our cash flows are robust, so that should be sufficient to fund all this capex. But we have also availed 100 crores of term loan from banks,
Mm,
which
mm.
we can utilize to fund this.
Right. And overall, in terms of geographies which are revenue generating for us, any new geographies that we're looking to enter in terms of the sales side of it?
Marketing, yes, there are opportunities in European market. There are opportunities in US market as well, along with our existing market of Southeast Asia. But we were short of capacity all along. With Chennai coming up, we are targeting to export more to US and Europe. But it is 1 year ahead of now, not immediately.
Not immediately. Right. And if you have to look at the next 3 to 5 years, what is the next milestone that the company is looking to cross?
Uh, Hiral, we are a company which is not, we are not planning any aggressive multiple times expansion.
Mm, mm,
We can commit and we can very clearly see that Rajatan can continue to grow in with a 25% CAGR, which is good and which is without any pressure. Okay,
right.
we don't need to borrow even for that, and handling 25% growth is good enough, I think. In this
Absolutely.
niche market, we are in a niche product. Customer approvals take a long time.
Mm, mm,
Creating big capacities without customer is also not feasible. So a
correct.
lot of factors work in this business.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's been a steady growth, good growth that we've seen, which has been continuing as well. So, which is commendable overall. But thank you so much, Mr. Chodia, for joining us on the show. Always a pleasure. Good numbers. Congratulations once again, and good luck for the coming quarters as well. Thank you. Stay safe and speak to you soon again.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Pleasure as always. Thank you.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.